All right, so we are back. My name is Rich. Joining me here today are my co-hosts. We have Indy.
Hello, hello.
And we got Ognos.
What's up?
What's up?
Guys, you recovered from last night?
No.
Getting there. What was last night?
Last night was amazing, is what it was.
Vaporspace.
Crazy.
Vaporspace Online.
Vaporspace
from Vaporspace StL. Ronny Louvre hosting the charity stream for Doctors Without Borders, a 2-night event with anyone and everyone from the Vaporwave community. It was an experience.
A lot of people.
For sure.
300
It was
on average, I'd say.
Yeah, it was around 300 people the entire weekend in that channel. That was like definitely the biggest stream in Vaporwave so far.
Yeah, there was over 200 before it started on Friday night.
Oh my god, really?
I know. Yeah, I got a text from Chris, Skeleton Lipstick, at one point, and he's like, "Dude, there's there's so many people here. It hasn't even started." And
it's awesome.
And then it was like hovering around like 330, 350 or something like that for most of the night. The first night, I think the second night was like slightly lower, but there was still. It was there like when it started. It was
people were
at
ready.
Its peak. People were like ready to go.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people will like subscribe to a Twitch channel and then they'll wait for a notification to come on. They'll start trickling in. It was like bam, like in there, ready to go and start watching this right when it started, which was great because that first set last night was awesome.
Yeah, and both nights. It was funny. On the Friday, I joined before the event started, like in the morning, so maybe 10, 12 hours before the event started. And I was the only person there, I think. So I said, my body is ready. Just, that's what you say. And then an hour later, someone comes in and says the same thing. I'm like, but you can't see what someone said before you joined. So they said, and the next person comes in. Someone says that too. I was like, oh my God, we are ready, aren't we?
Yeah, I think more so than any of the live streams that have kind of taken place thus far. This was the one that I was waiting for, and this was the one that I really wanted to see.
Yeah, I think this is also the one that was probably the most hyped up. I mean, we all knew about this a month ago now. When I first heard about it.
More than a month, I think.
Oh, more than a month. I mean, I found out like a month ago, and most people find out about like live streams like the day before they happen.
To be fair, a month right now in these quarantine times seems like about 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
So,
it feels like a eternity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Ronny, I think the reason for that is Ronny put in so much work. Ronny, Sound Market, Ognos, I know you were in there. Like you gave away 50 Twitch subs during that. It was insane.
Yeah.
Hype train was on.
Which everything went to Doctors Without Borders.
Yes.
So any of the subs that were given away, any bits for the Twitch stream, all went to Doctors Without Borders. Plus, there was the direct donation link for Doctors Without Borders that was on there. So overall, it was like $5,258 was generated for Doctors Without Borders, which is insane for this little vaporwave stream, this little show. Brilliant work,
and people
by
are
Ronny of getting that first. Yeah,
people are broke right now, considering the virus, right?
It's just so nuts, and
50.
And it's crazy because the original goal was 2,500, and we killed that in the first like 3 sets of the first night.
Yeah,
we like double the goal.
It was so cool to see, man. Everybody just coming together.
And I think it's
Shouts
crazy.
Out to anyone that contributed to that.
Yeah, anyone who
definitely.
contributed, thank you.
Thank you.
The first 3 people on the list are from Private Suite, and then like I'm number 5.
Yeah, it's so funny. Private Suite's up there. Pony, you said a comment throwing that magazine money around. Like, we don't have any magazine money.
No problem.
You guys are very
I think
generous.
We were around, I think, like 5 or 10% of the not that like it's a competition or anything like that, but it's great to see like people contributing to this kind of stuff and making a difference. And it's not just a live show just to have a live show. It was an actual benefit, it's gonna have an impact. It was really great to see everyone really getting into it and enjoying it in the chat.
People kept saying those doctors are gonna have their borders soon, y'all.
And doctors want their borders.
So it looks like
that's what Doctors Without Borders is. We're trying to get them borders.
The first event announcement, I think, it was April 22nd. So I think you're right, Ognos. Around that, a month, yeah. Holy shit, that was a long month. It went by fast because every day was the same, but it felt like forever.
Very slow.
Time is simultaneously extremely fast and excruciatingly slow right now. In everything, not just the vaporwave world, but just in life in general. It's just insane.
There's a lot of people outside right now in Toronto. It's beautiful. The cops are coming out, giving tickets. People are talking about like tear gassing these people and stuff. It's like,
what? Are you crazy?
Not
Dan
actually,
Mason needs to chill.
Not actually. People are just very upset by these irresponsible people like crammed into these parks. They're
Do they have the
than
social
they
distancing circles
No.
in your parks right now? Okay.
No, it was bad.
Like, did they have those in Philly?
No, they don't have them in Philly, but like in Dolores Park out in San Francisco, they have 6-foot circles spread, with a radius of 6 feet around each one of them around there. Because Dolores Park would constantly be packed with people, and they had to go and kick them out. So they put those distance circles around. And actually, people were following it. I saw a picture of them all filled up, and everyone's apart and everything. And if you're not familiar, Dolores Park is like the famous park in San Francisco.
Huge. It has a beautiful view of the whole city skyline.
It overlooks the Painted Ladies, which is the Full House houses in that area. So like that's, you'd imagine people want to go hang out there on a nice day. It is constantly packed under normal circumstances.
Yeah, it was really nice yesterday. We went to a place called Turtle Hill, and it's like this massive hill, and it has a gorgeous view of both like most of the city skyline, and then on the other side it's just straight up. You can see over the Sunset neighborhood and into the ocean. This thing's really, really nice. And then we drove by Golden Gate Park. And we just saw mobs and swarms of people everywhere. I'm like, oh, that's like COVID city. I am not going anywhere around there.
Yeah, well, and it's going to leave that area. That's the problem. It's reinfecting people. Yeah. Everyone's talking about this second wave, which is likely going to happen in September. So,
yeah, we'll see.
It's like, I don't know.
Who knows? Let's find out.
It's just funny how scared people were. And now, because
now everyone's
of this,
just like not caring anymore.
Yeah, well, there's a term for it. And it's called like quarantine exhaustment or something.
Everyone's been stuck inside all the time.
Yeah, it's something
like quarantine truthers, basically. People think that it's fake, and like you hear like reading stories about like doctors saying that like hey, I'm going to give you this medication to help with with COVID. I don't believe that's fake news. Don't give me that. It's like you literally have it. Like you tested positive for it. Take this to help you. No, I don't believe it. It's fake. It's like, I don't know. It's
crazy. It's more people can only...
like, like after like 9/11, you went through the phase like everyone is like super patriotic and really like supporting each other, and then it slowly turns into like, well, what really happened? Now you have like the truthers and everything, and it's gotten crazy. And that was over a span of years.
It's still
probably a decade or so. We've gone through that with like COVID-19 in like 3 months. We've gone from like super protective and like lock everything down and like let's get through this to like F the government, F everything like that in such a short span. Like this is such a condensed timeline for everything.
Yeah.
So and get social media like kind of like just like pressure cooks every single thing that happens in their timeline.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It is exhausting to keep up with.
For sure.
Yeah. It's nice to have these shows to bring us out of that.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, it definitely helps to keep your mind off of it. So, and should we get into the actual show?
Yeah, for sure.
What happened?
Let's do it.
This whole show was just the greatest thing ever.
So, compared to other live shows that you guys have seen, what did you think of like the production of this one?
Next
and like
level.
how it was done?
Next level.
Just amazing.
Top of the top.
Everything was a pre-made set, but it was like it wasn't like just I think everything was pre-made. I don't know. I think Skeleton Lipstick might have done his live.
I think he did his live.
Yeah, because he definitely had like the whole light show and everything, and it was just a camera on him, and it was great. But like, there's a lot of like collaborations between like producers and performers with paired up with visual artists, and like, oh my god, the visuals fucking just crazy.
I think pretty much everyone had one, with the exception of just a handful of artists. But even the ones that didn't have them, they were still great.
They still were able to put together like just like super cool. Just everybody had like a really great visual and like aesthetic to their show, and like, and it was all so different too. It was just like kind of mind blowing.
I really appreciated the different approaches that different people took to doing their visuals.
Nothing was similar to the next.
Nothing was the same. I mean, like you have Mike from Videopunks did his set with PowerPCME, and that had his that
was super chill, man.
Yeah, that was a super chill set, but it had his signature visual style to it. Like you can look at it, you can tell like that's him mixing it, and that's him doing everything. But then Sound Market came on last night on the first set with Wesley Nass and the visuals, with the like shopping network visuals and the various vapor objects and stuff, and call this number and order this for 3 easy payments of like $4 or something like that.
Vaporwave themed energy drinks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it was mixed in with some other stuff like that.
Low
weird
tech
car kind of deconstructed thing that was floating around, and then it would go back to that. So people got very creative.
So creative.
And it was
I'm still in awe and shock.
Yeah.
Some like,
and I appreciate that it had a lot of the Vaporwave visuals tend to have that lo-fi grainy look to it, and all of these across the board, I think the way it was produced had a very crisp visual look to it.
Yeah, they're very clean, and
which was different, and I really appreciate it because it's a different side of things. Instead of just degraded VHS tapes and other low quality rips of clips and everything from Japan or whatever, it added a new dimension to things, and I really like that, because it wasn't like it translated differently. It still accomplished the same thing, just in a different style, and the whole thing just exuded this sense of professionalism out of the stream that I really, really appreciated, really enjoyed watching with that.
It really raised the bar for what a live Vaporwave show or a live streamed show can be in general. The way Ronny structured it out, like you were saying this about the structure in the beginning, like having ads in between each artist, these broken transmission Japanese ads, but also advertisements for who's going to be playing next. Shouts out to Lunatas for the designs.
Those little cards. Those cards are so cool.
So nice.
And like what you were saying, Rich, how all the sets were super clean, and it was a nice contrast against all the bumpers, which were very degraded.
Yeah, but they fit in, and they were framed in like a high res frame on there, or high res pillar boxes on the side of them. It just seemed cohesive.
I was going to say cohesive.
Seemed like it was produced, like it was meant, like this whole thing was produced, with everything in mind. It wasn't just like, all right, cut to this person and drop this in, and cut to this person, drop it in. It's all different. Everything was right. If it could be right. So
it was a genius production. I got to say, Ronny, you killed it. Really raised the bar, like I said. And now what's going to be better than this? Like, what comes next for live streams?
We'll see.
Virtual hologram projections. And speaking of, you mentioned Sound Market. I loved the lo-fi computers that they had created in not lo-fi, but just 80s, that white beige desktop computer CRT monitor style. But
every computer
so
from
crisp,
1985 to
so crisp and so hi-fi, and actually having newer technology than we have today inside of it, like projecting that 3D model of that human. I think it was a human, I guess, by these super old, like from what we were used to, like low resource machines. It's just so cool to see that contrast, and that's what Vaporwave is, I think, right? Like, these like vaporware, right? Like these products and these things that don't actually exist, now can't exist, sort of. So yeah, that was super cool. Shouts out to Wesley, Nass, and Sound Market for that.
What were your favorite sets?
I want to go. I think let's go through all the sets, like who played in what order on what day.
So MindSpring Memories was right off the bat, and that was like immediately one of my favorite sets. Just
yeah, it was a great way to start off the event too.
It was an excellent way to start the whole thing.
It got the ball rolling like crazy with the hype train. Mackie stepped in there with like 30 subs, and then you, and then Pony, and a bunch of other people.
I think just during MindSpring Memories on the website, they raised $1,000 just in that first set, like over $1,000. It was just absolutely mind blowing.
Exploded.
It was, and the music was just it's so great. And oh man, that was a great way to start the night.
Yeah, one of my favorite artists for sure. I think I have 10 tapes back there. 10 MindSpring tapes somewhere. So
that
MindSpring
whole wall just vaporwave tapes, or is that
that's
everything?
All? That's all vapor. That's
Jesus,
like 50%. 50% of my vapor.
Didn't know Indie's recording from the Discogs warehouse over here.
Oh yeah,
he's got everything there.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a little tour or something someday.
Yeah, there you go.
So MindSpring,
do a PSM Cribs.
Yeah.
This is where the magic happens, right in here.
Oh, and shouts out to Lunatass. She did that as
Lunatass.
Well. Or they.
The Cat Corp live in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they have a very particular art style, and it's so you can see it a mile away, and it's very great. The design is.
It's neat to be privileged to have their art complement things in the community. So MindSpring, and then Transworld Airlines.
TWA Transworld Airlines. This was one of my favorites.
I bet.
For a few reasons.
Yeah.
First of all, the music is just great. It's just really smooth, really cool. I enjoyed it. You throw up like a vaporwave, like MD80 animation up there on there, and you just start having planes and everything. Like, I'm sold. I am like, let's go. I'm here for this.
I heard that they had an actual model, and what they did was like some like wireframe After Effects, and just like rotated the camera around it to get all those get those visuals, and that fucking was the coolest shit. And it's just like to be able to just look at this like super cool plane, the way they just like had it dynamically just moving around the entire set, going through different scenes. That was a super cool set.
Yeah. And what I really appreciated at the end of the set, I don't know if you remember this, he had like an in memoriam slide with someone, so and so 1945 to 2019,
right?
And it was a TWA pilot. So I don't know if that's the artist's father or relative or someone they knew.
Oh yeah.
But to me, that kind of digs into like where the inspiration for some of the stuff that they're doing comes from and everything. So I want to talk to TWA. If you're listening to this, please reach out. I sent you a DM last night, but like, please reach out. I would love to sit down and talk to you about what you do and everything. But I love that set.
Yeah, check out Transworld Airlines if you haven't. They have a wicked record on Culture Agency, and Culture Agency was actually there last night. And that's one thing. I wish you could DM people on Twitch, because I don't want to publicly say what I wanted to say to this person, and that happened like 1,000 times. I'm not going to remember to go to Twitter every time
without having to go to Twitter and do that kind of stuff. So
if I can even find them, maybe their username is different. It's
right.
Twitch.
The other thing with TWA is it's a local artist for Vaporspace StL. So they're from the St. Louis area, and I assume the reason you're using TWA, Lambert Airport in St. Louis was a hub for TWA. It is baked into the St. Louis lore, basically. So it's nice to see not just like the big artists that we had in here, but local artists that are familiar with the Vaporspace StL scene in general,
for sure,
kind of being showcased into this
even with MindSpring
kind of national and global scale. So
yeah, because MindSpring Memories, Angel, she's from that general area too, right? She's from Chicago, I think. And
Yep.
also a shout out to Sleepy Orange, who did the visuals for MindSpring Memories. I got the whole set list now. And Spike Stephens did the visuals for TWA. Yeah. So shout out to those guys. And
it's crazy if you go and look at like their Instagram pages. It's like they got like 400 followers. It's like
no way.
Like you guys should have like way more.
Yeah, that's
way more than what's
Vaporwave.
actually on there.
And that's why this event is so great, because all these artists got a lot of follows last night and the night before.
Mm-hmm.
All these visual artists as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
TWA, and then we had Bit Dream.
Big Dream. That set was I really enjoyed that set because it was very vapor trap, and I think it was like one of the only vapor trap sets the whole weekend. But
Sound Market.
Okay, yeah, Sound Market too, but
and Vaperror.
Yeah. Okay, is Vaperror really vapor trap anymore?
Yeah. It's a
I
great
mean,
question.
he's got his
Let
own
us know on
style,
Twitter.
and like nobody else does it. And I don't really think it's trap. I just think it's because it's just like a million BPM, and
it's Vaperror style.
It's
just
Vaporror.
what it is.
It's like it's not like anything else. But I wouldn't call it trap anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Bit Dream with
Ahero. Bit Dream.
Yeah,
What were you gonna say?
He did his own visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Ahero also did their own visuals as well.
Ahero's visuals I thought were really cool because that was the first time that we had someone just performing their own, like had a camera on them, right? I don't think there anyone else was showing their performance when they were actually going.
Not on the first.
Up until
Dan
that
Mason. Dan Mason.
Well, I mean, up in order of the stream. So Ahero was
yet.
the first person that had himself in the stream.
Yeah.
And it was like that marble gazebo. It looked like the Aqua Blanca gazebo.
Yeah, I think
they had
that was
on there.
the gazebo that. Yeah, I think that was the gazebo that Datagirl made for the album art for Spirit, and that's what he did his whole setup in.
Yeah. There you go.
And that was interesting because it was very calm. He's just sitting with his legs crisscross applesauce in the middle, and just doing his thing, jamming out.
Just got the water just flowing in the background.
Mm-hmm. It's very peaceful, relaxing set.
Yeah, I have to go back and watch some of these VODs real quick to kind of like
so
remember so many sets. It was like 20 sets over the whole weekend. So yeah, and I'm looking back at Bit Dream. Okay, those visuals, everything was like neon outlined and it had all these crazy effects. It was super electric, and yeah, this was like one of my favorite visual sets of the whole weekend too.
I like how he did the like rotoscoping. It almost looks like. On the laptops, the white.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
The way he outlined the laptops and monitors, like the screens he's working with.
Yeah,
and
so
his
yeah,
pads.
I can tell right off the bat he's using Ableton.
Yeah,
and then he's got a push right there too. So it's just like fucking super cool to see these outlines, and then like he's got like those little like that marble swirly thing that happens when you like the hologram stickers that make
a kaleidoscope.
No, so it's like, you ever seen like one of those hologram stickers and it looks like a hologram of like a spherical ball? And so like he has that kind of in the middle of the display, and I just thought that was like super chill.
Yeah, like warps.
Super cool.
Warps.
Yeah, wow, like warps everything, not like the meme warp where you just like explode and expand something in the middle.
It's beautiful visuals with Bit Dream for sure. And music, it was just nothing but good things to say about that set.
Mm-hmm.
And then into so the VODs, they're going to be available for 48 hours after last night. So if you're listening to this, they may be gone.
Yeah.
And then they just disappear forever.
Yeah,
sort of.
I'm not sure if what's going to happen with the VODs, or if anyone's going to save it and archive it or put it up somewhere, or what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope somebody does that.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, at least we'll see. I'm not sure what the plans for that are.
It's because it was for charity. It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I know Vapor 95 took their VOD down of their Vapor 95 Live 2.0 stream. So yeah. So check it out. But more events to come. I'm sure Ronnie's gonna kill it even harder next time.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Let's talk about Wiz.
The Wiz. The Wiz was definitely one of my favorite sets.
Oh, dude, it was the highlight. Man, the Wiz is fucking genius.
So funny. So first of all,
it started off.
When he was on the podcast recently, we played one of his songs. It was an Animal Crossing theme song, New Horizons, I think was the name. And so he played that, and no one had any clue, I think, what he had planned to do, but he had taken footage from Animal Crossing and injected himself, his wizard costume and human body, into the Animal Crossing world where you walk, left and right, up and down. He's just putting along with the music, from Animal Crossing, and then he goes and plays a set in Animal Crossing.
He has the text edited so that it's like, you gotta come on, you're late for your set, you gotta come over, and like he's following this other person who leads him to his little DJ set table in Animal Crossing.
So good.
The whole start of that set was just all Animal Crossing, oh man, green screen stuff, and and then even as the set goes on, it just adapted into just him. What was he sleeping?
yeah.
And then it was video. I think there was a video game footage, and then no, there was a really cool scene of him sitting on this floating island playing with his it looked like he had a machine, and he was playing the beat pads on the machine, and his pants were his pants and his shirt was just glowing bright.
I love how he doesn't take himself super seriously.
For
with
sure.
all this stuff. He just goes out and just has a good time. He puts out awesome music and has fun with the videos and everything. You can tell he had an awesome time doing whole thing, and it's great. It's so nice to. It's a break from some of the other heavier vaporwave stuff. It's lighter and
yeah, it's good fun, man.
Check out the interview we did together. I don't know what episode it was, 25 maybe, something like that.
Craig, look up the episode.
Craig's not here.
Oh no,
because he talks about his character a little bit.
Yeah,
he actually asked me if he wanted if I wanted him on the show as the Wiz or Colin. So that was maybe we'll have him on as the Wiz sometime.
Yeah.
The characters. And so there was an ad, I think, as well he did. It may have been played back as one of the bumpers.
I think it was on the second day. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I don't quite
remember, but just his character's so great. His voice, we're really starting to see the character evolve a little bit, maybe. There was a moment where he had the book with the pictures of the gnomes, garden gnomes or something, and he was sad, he lost it, or I forget exactly what it was, but fucking Wizard of Loneliness, Colin, shouts out to you, man. That was a real
really
treat.
Fun set.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
So funny. Check him out. Badly Drawn Hugs is his Twitter. Badly Drawn Hugs. All right, who was after the Wiz? PowerPCME?
PowerPCME and Mike Videopunk.
That was sweet. He also did an in-person thing as well in the field. Just chilling out.
It was a very chill, very relaxing set, man. And then just all the video overlay of what Mike did to the visuals just added so much, and it just really absorbed you into the whole thing.
They work really well together.
They did.
They were at Pad's show, the Aesthetic Night show, back in January in New York City, and they performed together as well. And their Ruben's music style, along with Mike's live video production, it just works. It just works really well together. It's always an enjoyable set to listen to. I also want that PowerPCME sweatshirt that he's wearing in there. It looks awesome. He doesn't sell it anywhere, at least that I couldn't find. So,
you know what? I noticed a trend of people using SP404s to play live, and I need to get me one of those.
Yeah, it's just an easy all-in-one package.
Yeah, just like it seems to be the sampler of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people, at least the ones that we saw live, a lot of them were just on really small units. You didn't see a lot of, I mean, the Skeleton Lipstick had, his full DJ setup.
Right.
And guitars.
Set, but like, yeah, but like, Ruben's just sitting there, single unit, just in a field, just jamming out.
It was like we got
you wonder what, like, people walk by when they see people doing this, like, what's this guy doing in the middle of this field?
It could be like his backyard.
That too.
Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. We were like thinking, like, what if somebody just like walked in? But there was nobody that just like walked in during the whole set. So I would imagine it was probably like his property or wherever he's at, and it's just probably just chilling.
Yeah, I always think that's funny, especially talking about the Skeleton Lipstick in his living room with the lights and everything like that. I can just imagine like walking by the front of his house. The sidewalk goes like in Philly, it goes right up to the front of your house, and just seeing like a single dude in the middle of his living room just going nuts and just like
hard,
DJing.
right?
Yeah,
because he's got the whole light shit, everything.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
Man.
But this set was very good. I mean, it's classic PowerPCME. Not much to hate about it. So
it really mellowed you out.
Starting out with Kmart, that first song on that record.
Oh yeah,
fucking just transports you right away to wherever it takes you, but it's somewhere. So
like
good.
Kmart.
Perhaps
where it takes you. It's Kmart.
Perhaps. For me, it takes me like into space, in the cosmos, sort of like I'm just
Space
like
Mart,
flying
Kmart.
through, looking at all this stuff. Shouts out to PowerPCME. Give him a follow. New record came out a few months ago. Very nice. I think there still might be some copies in stock on My Pet Flamingo.
Handful of them. Yep.
As well. And then Mr.
Dan
Mason.
Dan Mason and Q on the visuals.
Fuck,
and
that
dude
rocked me when he came out. It was
fun
like
as fuck, dude.
Oh, I just
this
taking
is
it back.
Like, taking it back to classic Dan Mason.
Yeah,
and
so happy to see that.
Oh, dude, this is super chill. And
Miami
Dan is
virtual beats,
such a showman, man.
Yeah, in your face.
He's all, just in your face. He's a very energizing person to watch perform. And when he pulled out the microphone and just lip synced,
so funny.
It fucking had me cracking up so much, man.
And I love how like the production quality of that, the crispness.
Super crisp.
It was so futuristic and so matching the vibe of future funk, and it really. I think that was a very distinguished set among all the sets, especially. Well, I guess they all were up to this point and throughout the event, but yeah, that's
a very super colorful set, right, and the music was very vibrant. It was very after PowerPCME, this definitely like brought you like just got everyone like kind of pumped up again, and
it was nice to have the break though, and then get back into it.
Right.
Not to mention this was at what, like 1 o'clock in the morning at least.
No, not quite,
East Coast time.
Eastern time. This is I think this is 3 hours
Close.
into it, so this is like midnight 30. The colors are super bright and vibrant. It was just like a very colorful, awesome set. And then there's even a section where he like started going into old Yahoo websites and stuff.
Right.
Q did amazing on the visuals on this. It was just absolutely mad.
And shouts out to Q as well for his amazing work on this event. I think he moderated the chat. So that takes a lot of work when you have 100 messages a minute or more.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because like I was one of the moderators too, and it really wasn't like a lot of like people saying like nasty shit. It was mostly like everybody was just really cool. Everyone was very positive and very welcoming and warm, and nobody like really kind of like gave anybody a reason to try to have to moderate anybody. So like shouts out to the community for just being all in all
not
good
fucking
people.
It up.
Right.
And I think
just for being fucking good people.
I think the vibe was so hot in that chat that anything but that wouldn't have fit, because you could see there were a lot of people that were new to the scene that had no clue who these artists were, maybe even not much into vaporwave at all. And it was a great, I'm sure, like, imagine that being your first exposure to vaporwave. I was
just gonna say that.
Really?
Like, imagine that being like your first intro to like the community and like the music in general. Like, how great would that be?
Oh man,
I think the only thing better would probably be like being like at Electronicon.
Yeah.
I hope a lot of people
But
discover this.
Here's an interesting point. I was thinking this while I was in the shower this morning. Like, the Electronicon and Vaporspace Online, they're not really comparable, obviously, right?
It's different, yeah.
But there's one key thing I think that the live stream event provides that an in-person one doesn't, and that is being able to know what every one of your friends, Electronicon, right? We're all friends, is not only saying out loud to the person that's near them, but almost what they're thinking. Every single person that is attending, you get direct contact and direct feedback into how much they're enjoying this event, what they're thinking about. But at a live event, you know, you can barely hear the person beside you talking.
Right.
Because it's so loud, let alone all these other people. So there's really something
And if it's
neat.
Electronicon, there's 3 different stages, and then there's people at different places. Or
that too.
Of the shows, which really sucks.
Not that that's a bad thing. Like, that's an experience. That's what a live festival
that's
is.
Like that FOMO going on that they want people to have.
But, you know,
I really noticed that last night.
It's cool to be experiencing like this kind of stuff that you would see at a live show with the visuals, the music and everything, but like sitting on your couch and not having to worry about like stumbling home or to a hotel or something like that after the
cheap drinks.
Yeah.
You know what I also like is that because most of these sets were pre-made sets.
Yeah.
So like to be able to have the artist even there with you, kind of talking it over about like some of the songs or what the tracks were, or if these are like new people. A lot of people played unreleased songs during this weekend, so it was cool to see what all these tracks came from.
And not every artist was in the chat during their set. Some of them stayed silent, they didn't talk. Other ones were like, oh, this is what this song is, this is what's coming up, or this is why I did this, and like engaging people. This is an interesting way to do that. But neither is wrong, realistically.
Yeah, some people want to be more secretive or maybe just not available. I think Mike wasn't able to make the PowerPCME one slot, rather.
He showed up a little later, and I think he was he was bummed.
Saw him later, yeah. Shouts out to Mike. Who we got next?
Mike is good, man.
Got Datagirl and AllHellBreaksLoops.
Datagirl. So if you've been watching any of the virtual memory streams, you might notice some of AllHellBreaksLoops and his visuals. This dude's a madman.
Visuals are insane.
Fucking crazy. This is like straight up festival visuals, and he's like, and if you like check out his stream, he does like amazing visuals, and he does all kinds of different kinds of visuals
and genres
not
too.
Just not just vaporwave, but different other kinds of music, and he's a great artist, man. And Datagirl, just dude, this is such a cool set.
Let me go back to it here.
I really hope with the rise of these shows and the visuals that go along with it, you know, like half or more than half the people that are on this set list have a visual artist listed next to them, just as prominently as the music artist's name.
Right.
I hope that we start seeing the visual artist names come more into prominence in the scene,
definitely,
and become much more of a household name, you know, like on the same level as you know, like a Luxury Elite or a St. Pepsi or something like that. You know, it's getting there.
So, man. I hope so.
I think we, you know, as people who comment on the vaporwave scene, you know, we probably need to do that more and start naming people like that as well, to help that. But you know, it's nice to see the visual aspect appreciated just as much as the the musical aspect of it.
I think that's what 2020 is going to be about. Like we had our private suite issue 12 come out, which is our aesthetics issue, which focuses mainly just on visual artists. And now all these live streams, right? Like it's really creating an opportunity for people to be innovative and create maybe new careers for themselves, because let's face it, the world's not really going to be the same, you know?
No. You know, maybe, you know, at the beginning of the year or at the end of last year, we were saying that 2020 is going to be the year of the live show. Coronavirus is like, hold up, not yet. Maybe we've pivoted to the year of the visual artist, and that's kind of what we're going to see, is not so much the live show, but the prominence of visual artists in the space and the recognition of them.
Right.
Fuck, I'm just rewatching.
If we keep getting stuff
Datagirls.
like this, this is awesome.
Datagirl's visuals,
this is
man.
great.
Holy shit. That is the crispest. I love the crispness.
And that's the thing. You're so used to seeing so many of the visuals, like I said earlier, as this like grainy, you know, old school, you know, VHS ripped cassettes, which it has its place, and I love watching that stuff. But
it's like people are.
This is cool, also. You know,
people have been doing this for years, but it's like more people are experimenting with what vaporwave looks like in a hi-fi, you know, fucking.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think so. A good example of this, you know, if you ever watch like people playing like rips or streams of like Super Mario 64.
Oh yeah,
and it's on like, you know, a 640 by 480 screen, and it, you know, it looks low res because that's what it was. That was the technology at the time. It's interesting to start seeing that now come out in high res. I don't know if you saw there was a dump or a leak of the source code for Super Mario 64.
Oh wow!
And this was like last year, and then someone or a team of people went and released it running on Unreal Engine, I think, and it runs natively at 4K now.
Oh, I think I did see that actually.
So
yeah, that's crazy.
It'll whatever size ratio screen you have, it'll render to that. It's not limited to it, but it's really interesting to see these, you know, 25-year-old, you know, cutting edge for the time visuals rendered at full resolution for a modern screen.
And what's the experience?
And it gives you a new perspective on this older technology. And this kind of stuff, these super crisp visuals that you're seeing on the screen with Datagirl and a lot of the other artists, kind of reminds me of that. It's like going into like those 90s polygons and textures that looked crisp at the time, but we really know now it's super low res. Seeing it rendered kind of in this modern, you know, utilizing modern technology to render this old artwork.
And what's the experience of playing the game in HD? Like, I don't know if you saw a video.
It's weird
on it.
because I do have it downloaded.
Yeah.
It's hard to find online. I can send it to you if you need to. But
yeah, I might have it.
It's weird because it just, the scenery and like the grounds and everything look nice and crisp, but some of the text and some of the other parts are still low res because I guess the way they're in the game is just images or little files, so they're not high res, so there's more work to be done on that. But the fact that the environment and everything is rendered in high res is kind of bizarre to see it in that light. So, and it's not emulated. It's running natively at you know, at 4K or whatever resolution you're running at too.
Because you can use Project 64 to upscale and up-res a lot of your old games, which is what a lot of people do.
That's still emulated.
Yeah,
that's not natively run. So
yeah, there's something neat about all these new HD remasters. Like this is a great example of people doing it right.
Yo,
what?
I got a text from my brother yesterday about this. Okay, so you know how Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 came out and 1 and 2 are getting remastered. First of all,
awesome.
Yes,
yeah,
that's great. You were playing the Final Fantasy 7.
Easiest cop ever, dude.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Great way to make some money. I know that soundtrack off heart like the back of my hand.
I fucking love that sound.
I can
know the
top
first
that.
2 minutes of every song.
Yeah,
fucking back of my head.
Yeah.
Okay, I can top that. So, 24 years ago, the first computer game ever given away in a box of cereal came out. I don't know if you remember it. Chex Quest?
No.
It was like a shooter game, but like you're like shooting like monsters, but like I don't know. It's crazy. Okay. Came out. I remember it was like a big deal. Like my parents bought like 3 or 4 boxes just to like stick in the closet and just hold on, because it's like this is the first time a computer game's ever being given away. In a box.
Yeah, smart.
Still have them somewhere. Okay. They are re-releasing it in HD on Steam.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And it's coming out for free.
Shut
up. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can see it in your face.
Awesome.
I never played it. So
I have to download it and go and play it.
So how much are those
killer.
Chex Quest boxes going for right now?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't even checked. I haven't even looked. It's probably not worth anything. But
no.
Who knows?
Damn.
But that's just one of those games that like it's not a good game. I mean, it's a terrible game, but like that was part of my childhood. It came out, and it's like it's getting like remastered in like a proper way. Mm-hmm. It's cool to see that kind of stuff.
Is Chex the name of the cereal?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we have that here either. We have Crispix.
Crispix.
Yeah.
I think it's similar to that.
It sounds like
it's just less polite.
Yeah.
I think. So.
Crispix. It's actually okay. So Crispix is just like Chex, except Crispix is like.
That's hilarious.
Hexagonal.
I've never heard of this, and I just chose Crispix out of the air.
That's fucking good.
As being the similar
like,
one.
Crispix is like hexagonal, and Chex is like squares.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all know it's hip to be square, so I mean,
crazy. Man.
Settles that debate right there.
Yeah, there was. Well, I'm sure you guys know of what's his name, Peter Jackson's HD remaster of all that World War II footage. If you haven't heard of that, guys, look it up. It's a new film. It's like it's incredible what he did. Like painstakingly recoloring all these frames, frame by frame, for years and years and years. Let me look up what it's called.
That's similar to like that Star Wars 4K thing, going through an old footage and like remastering stuff frame by frame.
4K 77, yeah.
Have you seen the older, like the turn of the century videos that have come out?
There's
like
more
old,
coming out.
Like
these, like,
people
currently
remastering these like
colorizing
a boat pulling into Ellis Island or something like that. That's in like 8 frames a second on whatever old ass camera that was available at the time, and remastering it into 4K 60 frames a second. And it's crazy to see people moving like that in that
era. The movement, right? It's like, wow, these people are just like my neighbors,
right.
Like,
people didn't like move around all choppy like and off speed like you think.
We know they don't, but it just gives this weird perspective on history.
Yeah.
All
right, I think we've gotten a little
the film's called They Shall Not Grow Old, by the way.
Okay.
Check it out, guys.
Wow, that's
check
amazing.
it out,
because it's like really next level work, like real craft here. All right, and then last but not least, on the first night, we had my favorite performance, my favorite artist maybe out of this bunch, SPORTSGIRL. Not many people know SPORTSGIRL because I think they only have one EP. They have one tape on Plus 100 Records.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they played more than just that tape. So hopefully SPORTSGIRL is going to be coming back. I don't know. I haven't talked to them. I'm going to maybe talk to DSDude because they did the visuals for SPORTSGIRL. Also my favorite visuals of the whole event as well. That was the 3DS.
These are super
cool.
DSDude did fucking amazing job on Daniel. Good. He's fucking great.
Yeah.
And he worked so hard because I was like kind of like, me and him, we talk a lot in our Discord server, and he's been working on these visuals like hard for weeks. And it looks amazing. The whole pink DS, and then the wireframe.
Again, super high res image of the DS with the like the tennis and sports images, edited and everything on the screen of the DS. Again, it creates such an interesting look, comparative to what we've seen in other Vaporwave visuals. So yeah, this is an awesome look.
And just the cascading of the colors, like the rainbow colors and the trippy, like
just the super
stuttery movement of the people playing tennis. Like I'm sure Tennis DS or whatever it's called.
I think it was.
I don't think it is. I think it's like video footage.
It's video footage.
Is
from,
it?
It's a video footage from I forget the match, but it was like Serena Williams and somebody else, and it
Oh,
was like
shit,
it come
man.
from behind victory, and so he took the video and then he was able to redo it all to just have this like wireframe like stuttery effect.
Yeah.
And then
It looks like, I think
everything
it's
neon colored. It was fucking crazy.
Because it didn't
like the
look like
French
Mario
Open, like the
sprites. I was like,
Roland
is this Virtua Tennis DS? Like, what's going on here?
a DS would explode if it tried to push
Oh my god.
polygons like that. That would be insane. Unless the DS has like an RTX 2080 in it, it's not.
Oh,
it's not
man.
doing anything.
Yeah, I thought he just captured that and then upscaled it somehow and then like cascaded these crazy color effects over top. I don't know. Incredible set. Yeah, check it out before it goes down.
Yeah, that was a super chill. Like Sports Girl is very, very kind of like a chill, relaxed vibe to it too. It almost sounded like slowed down music to menu music from a tennis game though. So that fits so perfectly.
Which works, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
And
incredible. Everybody check out that record for sure on Plus 100.
I really like the when in between songs when there was like a little bit of like kind of a silent moment, he did like little loading screen things on the bottom with the tips on how to what you should do to play the game. It's so funny.
Awesome. So awesome. It's just so cool to see. Like, we've got to give another shout out to Ronny. Like, he didn't just say, okay, visual artists, here's a handful, take your artist and make some shit. He was like, no. And I don't really know how this was developed, but having one person compliment an artist and having the artist compliment the visual artist, like, it sort of reminds me of Combo Champ, maybe, you know, putting two artists together and seeing what happens. Absolutely killer stuff, man.
Yep.
Like, what a weekend.
I think planning it out way ahead of time to give the artist time to be able to create, in both the performers, the musicians, and the visual artists, but having enough time for them to create and put up like a high quality content was definitely key to what made this such a successful like stream this weekend.
And how long
we're not
were the
even
sets?
talking like a lot of time. We're talking a month or a month and a half
Since the announcement.
So since the
announcement.
True. That is true. I don't know how long they've been working on this, but
I imagine a few months, like 40-minute set of visuals takes a while, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even just for the musician alone, not even the visual artist.
Unless you're
a set,
unless you're Mike Videopunk and you just do it on the fly.
Yeah, you just break out your magical case of
freestyling on it.
VJ this real quick and then I'll send you the video.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even gonna watch it. Yeah. I'll see it later.
So that was day one. Should we take a little break or pop into some other content and then get back to it?
Let me refill my glass real quick because I'm empty. Cool. So give me 1 second.
I want to talk about an upcoming show, a live show called Paradise House. It's happening on June 6th. And it's the only one that I've tracked down for this podcast that I know of upcoming. There's probably some more. But keep us posted. If you know of any events, give us a shout on Twitter so we can help keep track of all this stuff. We have our events.
And post about it so we can get more people to
that too.
To watch it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We also have our events page on the website, though, and that's, kind of a great way for people to keep track of all the shows that are upcoming and what has happened in the past, because there's been a lot. Twitch.tv/ParadiseHouseHTML. Check it out. There's going to be... Actually, I don't have the link up right now of the artists, but maybe we'll put that in the description.
Yeah. Have you found any new albums or anything recently?
Yeah, a whole bunch. Man, I have some great stuff to talk about on this show.
I found this one called Windows by Alpine. It's very
Alpine, nice.
Yeah,
they haven't put something out in a long time, I think.
This was when was this released? This is new, May 15th.
Nice, but before that, I might be thinking of Alves, actually, though. ALVES.
Yeah.
But,
But, look at this cover art on here. Super simple, but crisp. It's got the right colors in it. Just got a great sound to it. Really enjoyed this album.
Let's put it on. Oh, there's still tapes left. Sweet. Alpine.
What album are we talking about?
It was linked in the description.
Windows by Alpine. Put on track number 3.
Oh, dude. that album. I fucking love this album.
Right?
Dude, I've been playing this nonstop.
I'm going to have to put stuff on the screen and interrupt our video. Oh, yeah, everybody. We're on video today. You can check us out on YouTube if you're if you're listening on the podcast. This episode might be up on our YouTube if we decide we don't hate it.
We'll see if it works.
First episode.
Let me put that song on. Number 3?
Yeah, let's do number 3.
Very nice. Very hotel pools vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like it. Super chill. Good driving music.
And that cassette, the J card in that cassette just looks awesome.
That's a nice spine too.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
That was a good recommendation. That album has been fucking on play like all week last week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we were chatting last week, and I stumbled across it on Bandcamp, and I'm like, all right, this looks cool, and then like, oh, okay. I believe it's the artist is also Duet, DUETT.
That it definitely is.
Yeah, it's this. If you look on the J card, it says written and produced by
2020 Duet.
Okay.
Yeah. So it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
If you've
similar,
seen
the
aesthetic Duet has,
well, I guess I
usually writes their name
Duet.
with like lines
I
under
said.
it.
I think I told this to Ognos, but the on another one of Duet's albums, Borderline.
Yeah.
Like the cover art looks like it would be like in like a hair salon in the 90s on Long Island.
Oh, that's
like
the same
very
person.
specific. Yeah.
Okay. Nice, man.
It's just that pink pastel with like these like abstract boats in the sun.
The sailboats in the sun.
Oh, it's so good.
I love that's a really pretty cover art. I fucking love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got I think I have all of his physicals.
That little tilt going on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's super 90s. It's like I'm going to get a haircut at Supercuts 1995.
Should we get into night 2?
I got a couple
do you have
things.
Anything else you want to share?
Yeah, just a couple things quickly. So Aurora Broadcasting Part 2 is out. They put the album up. There's tapes. And then the event starts May... Oh, no. The event was Friday. But yeah, the You can check out the videos on YouTube. Very, very cool. Different artists sort of have sort of a similar thing to what we saw at Ronnie's event, but it's just posted on YouTube. It's not really a live thing. And or Twitch as well. They posted on Twitch, and you can watch the VODs and all that. I know Tupperwave was there last time with some cool visuals. Yeah. So let me link it to you, and I can put that in the description if you'd like to get the tape.
Yep.
I think they're going to be doing a tape for each Aurora broadcast iteration.
Cool.
Nice. That's awesome.
I also found this 2018 Eyeliner Limousine documentary. It's not really a documentary. I watched it. It's called a documentary. I'll link it for you as well. But yeah, it's a lot of just driving footage. But yeah,
all right, check it out.
It's a thing. You know, there is eyeliner is in there if you want to watch it. Right. And Virtua 94, they put out a record. It's not they don't always do vaporwave, but this record is just straight metalcore, like deep deathcore, like crazy. I was talking to them about it, and it's actually a really nice record. So we'll link that if you guys want to support Virtua 94 and you like metal. I actually think the record is great. Very well produced. Like, I don't know anything about this band or anything, but very nice stuff, and cool to see Virtua 94, sticking to their... We did a little interview with them at Electronicon 2 where they talked about their philosophy with the label, so they're continuing to stick with that, which is very nice. What else? Yeah, let's go ahead from now, I guess.
All right.
We'll do release radar at the end.
Nice.
All right. So night 2.
Night 2, baby.
Night 2.
Starting out with...
Started off talking about it. Sound Market and Wesley Nass.
Yeah. Just going back to the visuals again. It sort of reminds me of Vaperror's new album. He did the music video with the rotating Toyota car. I don't know which car it is.
Oh, for the Salsa Verde one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Very crisp. I like it. I like it.
Super clean, man.
I wonder if Wesley did the visuals for that. I think Vaperror does his own sometimes too, though, but we'll get to him at the end.
Yeah, these models look fucking super crisp, man.
Really crisp. Really crisp. So this is the TV shopping visuals that we were talking about at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I did.
And it just kicks in with that really smooth beat, and then it just cuts right over to it with it spinning around. Mega Elixir.
I'm so bummed.
Retail value $11.99.
Yeah, I'm bummed. I actually missed like some of this set, so I didn't catch the whole thing right off the bat. So I'm gonna have to come back and watch this again because this is fucking tight.
Yeah. And we already talked about Sound Market a lot, so we'll move on. Synchro Start. Doing his own visuals.
Yes.
Very nice to see Synchro Start again. He was on camera DJing just in his apartment, I guess, with his guitars on the wall and whatnot.
His whole collection that he's got just on display is so cool. He's got freaking 2 guitars. It looks like a 6-string bass in the back, and the neon flamingo and behind this
Commodore 64 keyboard.
Is that what that keyboard is from?
It's some kind of old brute, like super mechanical keyboard.
And just
got a cat castle in the corner.
I think it's a Sega Genesis controller too.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what a great vibe with the sound.
Dude, this is super chill video and visuals. I mean,
I love his work, and he's local as well, right? To Ronny.
Yeah. I think he's nearby.
Yeah.
He's done previous. I think he's done like almost all of the previous Vaporspace St. Louis ones. Yeah,
sweet. Check out Synchro Start if you haven't heard of them. They have some albums on My Pet Flamingo. Where else? I can't. Just Synchro Start. SYNCHRO Start.
Slash.
I don't think Google
Slash
cares
start.
about that, but yeah.
Don't forget the slash.
Don't slash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next up, we had
Drum roll.
3D Blast and Iku Tri.
Shouts out to our boy, or both of our boys, I guess. Iku Tri from the magazine, and of course 3D Blast
And Randy.
Yeah.
Good old Randy.
What a great set. I don't think I'm epileptic, but if I was, that would have been real bad for that.
That would have been the one that done me in. I wouldn't be here.
It was close. I couldn't stare at the screen the whole time. I had to look away sometimes. This is a very, very high energy sort of. Not just the visuals. The visuals were incredible. Like the sculptures, sort of the spheres and the triangle and everything, and the color.
All the columns. Lots of columns.
Colors. And
it was crisp, but you still had those the scan lines superimposed on there, but it still retained that sharpness.
That high end, yeah. Very cool stuff. Randy always punching us out as soon as he comes on with the 3D blast off in your face.
I love
his music, man. So
just like the little geometric figures though in there.
Yeah.
It still has that super old like math book feel to it.
Yes.
And I fucking love that math book aesthetic.
Oh.
Great having Randy in the chat there for it as well.
Math wave.
Hyping everything up.
Yeah, dude, that was a super energetic, high energy.
Just nothing. There's so much to say, but I'm still absorbing
I'm looking at this part. It's just the yellow marble going back and forth.
Dude, that's what I was just
table. And like the reflections on it are so good.
No, it's
just
great. It's just so well done.
I was trying to link Iku's Instagram and Twitter, but I couldn't find him anywhere apart from Instagram, but he doesn't have any of his visual stuff on there. So I didn't know what to do. Do you guys know what Ronny was linking? Because
he was linking his Instagram.
Insta? Oh, okay. So everybody check out Iku Tri on Instagram. I think he goes by
shout out
Ian.
to Iku Tri.
Oh, he does go by Iku Tri. Yeah, Iku_Tri. His 3D skills are fucking insane, guys. Like, if you want to work with Iku Tri and if you want to get some crazy 3D stuff done, work with Iku Tri. Like, give him a shout. If you want to taste, he did our intro and outro video on our YouTube. And
the PSM commercial that aired during this set.
That's right, the commercial.
Or during the whole show.
Man.
That was him. So.
Oh, sorry. Perry Lamb from our team did the intro for YouTube. I need to make that distinction. Sorry. But yeah, the 3D on the outro is like beautiful.
It's great.
Italian hands.
All right. Next up. Your boy Pad
Chennington, man.
Boy. The glitch fest.
Who did the visuals for this one? It wasn't just Pad, was it?
I think so.
There's no one listed for it. I think he
did it
himself.
Jinx.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But I don't see anything listed.
Nice.
But it's a typical high energy Pad Chennington set.
Yeah, with his face
Nothing
cut
bad
off because you can't see Pad's face.
Yeah, I saw one of the comments in the chat was like, donate money to Pad so he can buy sleeves for his shirt.
Oh my God. Dude, I saw so many people like talking about OnlyFans in the comments.
Oh my God.
This whole, not just during Pad, but during everybody's set. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then I saw Matt at one point and he's like, oh, PSM OnlyFans. And Sheep was like immediately like, no, you're not doing that. It's not happening.
No.
X that. Yeah, Pat's
I had looked away for like 2 minutes and then I came back to like a ton of comments on like OnlyFans and other stuff like that. I'm like, what did I miss?
It's crazy how quickly you can get taken out of the the flow of the conversation.
On Twitch, if you miss something, especially if you have like 300 people in it,
the chat is going.
It could be gone
so
immediately.
You kind of get FOMO. You're like, I don't want to step away. I got to read the messages.
Yeah,
I got to do dishes.
Pat is a hell of a DJ though, man. He does a lot of beat chopping up and like just on the fly, just shit. He's
always doing something.
He's a great DJ.
He knows how to deliver very well. He's a fucking excellent DJ.
He's never just waiting around for the next cut or the next fade or the next mix.
He's doing something.
He's always doing something.
He's like, I have 2 seconds
that was a really
here.
Cool set.
Thinking ahead, he knows he'll have 2 seconds, so he knows like, okay, now I'm gonna just fucking. And it's nothing like crazy complex. It's just on point, like nonstop in your face, which is really cool.
Yeah, just watching. He's doing everything.
And you can kind of compare it actually with the next set that came up, FIBRE, with visuals by. It says TVC 95. Is that short for something?
No idea.
Oh yeah. FIBRE's fucking set was really fun too.
So fucking good. So good. But you can see the differences in how they do their live mixing. It was really
the only time I approve of like K-pop, watching K-pop videos.
Intercut with the driving. Yeah.
And then it was just like super chill, man. Oh my god, that was really
he's
cool.
He's a great performer in general. He always puts on a great live show, and he does he's great to watch in person. And he just mixes everything so well. He's just got such an ear for that future funk mix. So it doesn't surprise me that this was just as good as anything else that he's done.
He, to me, like having him there, like he comes in as like the master, like the sound, like the most knowledgeable, like almost above everybody else. It's so cool to see him come in.
Praise FIBRE before. Yeah. About his just his
engineering ability,
music logic that he has, and mixing and mastering and everything. He has a gift for that you can't really just teach. Like you just have to get it.
It's years. Like he's been doing it for so long. We did an interview with FIBRE actually, like 8 months ago, maybe. So you can check that out if you'd like. It's a 3-hour long, in-depth look into
I got it playing right now, and then he cuts into that Doobie Brothers "What a Fool Believes" sample coming out of the background, and I'm like,
so good.
This is great. Oh, but then Skeleton Lipstick put a comment in the Twitch chat, and I saw he was talking about Terminally Chill back in January, and FIBRE drove from Baltimore.
That's right.
To come and see it and perform there. And he got there at like 12:30 at night, and he's like, dude, I have like a chem lab at 7:30 in the morning tomorrow morning at back in Baltimore.
Oh, jeez, man.
Drove there that night, did a set. He wasn't even scheduled to do a set. He just came in and actually performed, left at like 2:30 in the morning, and went, and turns out he got an A in that lab the next day.
Wow.
That's what I mean. He's like next level, that guy.
He's
legend
crazy.
Status.
He's crazy. Yeah.
It's insane. Check out his label, Montaigne. They got a lot of great future funk on there. French house. All right, next up.
Yep.
Bonus points and Billy Galaxy on visuals. This one was great. I love bonus points. I think the visuals were quite fitting to his style. Just
dude, I love the 90s shapes again.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that
Rocco's Modern Life mixed with fucking Rugrats.
That rad pattern.
Yeah, dude. It's so great.
Again, it's still another example of visuals that were still super crisp. And they were, even with that kind of those filters on it, it still retained that crispness and that quality to it.
Right.
And it was nice to see that. And just a chill set in general.
Yeah, man. I keep saying the same shit for everybody because
I know
it's like everything was just so good, and but I don't know.
Before we move on to the next one, Can we talk about the little clip that was played in between bonus points and Yuni Wa?
Which clip was?
Do you remember? Okay, so if you go in the Twitch chat, it starts at like 3 hours and 19 minutes.
Okay, let me.
And it shows the Vaporspace logo. Kind of have to just describe this because this is just...
yeah. Okay, I'm there.
Let it... Or maybe it's a little bit after that.
Oh, was it that super dissonant, like, satanic shit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the guy in, like, the pot, but, like, all the letters and everything are, like, flowing onto his body.
Yes. Dude, what movie?
And he's holding onto the cables. And I don't know.
I wasn't prepared for that. I'd stepped away and I was like, "What did I open? What the fuck is going on?"
Right.
It was like a fucking looked like a sacrifice.
Seriously.
Yeah. This dude's inside this giant pot with a bunch of like script written on the inside of it, and he's holding onto these ropes, and the ropes just start glowing, and then all the words start spinning while these guys outside.
And it's like Hindi writing.
Is that what that is?
It's something from that region of the world, but it looks like it could
be like Thai, maybe.
It's not Thai.
It's not Thai.
Definitely
Okay.
not Thai. No.
And
but then he turns red, and then the ropes are glowing,
and then the pot just explodes.
Just pulls his hand.
It's very spooky. I wasn't sure if that was part of bonus points set or
no, because they played the Vaporspace bumper in the middle. So this was just
Yuni Wa
filler.
Yeah, it would have fit a little more, I suppose, there. But yeah, just a bumper, I guess. Maybe that was an ad.
That was an ad, I guess. But that was a cool ass ad. There was it didn't say who did it or what, but that was fucking good. I
don't know.
Give in to your Lord and Savior Satan.
I don't know, but
that's the ad.
Interesting. We're talking about it, and then
I think somebody posted it in the comments what the name of the movie was called. If I can find it.
Heliod?
Helia?
What's that? I don't know. But it just ended, and then it goes to the title screen for Yuni Wa.
Right.
Yeah. And Videodrome.
I don't know. And Videodrome TV.
Videodrome, Yuni Wa. These visuals are cool. This is like more of like it's just like a bunch of found footage.
Animes too.
Yeah, anime and found footage, like kind of overlaid with like kind of like glitchiness.
And
this is definitely more of like that classic vaporwave visual style that you're accustomed to seeing.
It was the order that Ronny chose the order for the artists to perform in was perfect. Like this coming right after bonus points is perfect. I was so ready to listen to Yuni Wa, you know what I mean? Like some ways you could have it so you get the audiences maybe start to get exhausted a little bit of the sound and having the flow.
No, it was broken up properly. Yeah. It seemed like it was very well thought out, the type of sounds that certain people are going to have versus, and not getting that festival fatigue kind of feeling.
Right.
Yeah, great set. And I didn't really listen to Yuni Wa before this, but I'm going to now.
I actually heard about Yuni Wa before I even found out about Vaporwave.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, yeah. So I knew about him like when I first started going to school here in San Francisco, and I like found his music on SoundCloud, and like I was like, what the fuck is this? This is so
really
tight.
Fits that like 2016, 2017 SoundCloud era.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Yeah.
For this genre.
And it's kind of cool because during this set, he kind of like changed the energy up even just within his set. He gives high energy, and then he kind of chills out for a little bit, and then brings it back.
Just to the future funk kind of stuff.
Yeah. He's a great producer. He does like all kinds of different kinds of style of music.
And I imagine that's him in the video in the back there.
I think so.
All right, and next up we got Tupperwave.
And in between we had the Wizard commercial.
Oh, that's where it was.
Oh,
eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me play that commercial. You know what? I'll even put the video up for it too.
Hell yeah.
It's like 3 hours and 55 minutes.
I think it was clipped. Okay, maybe I'll just do that. It was clipped, but maybe the clip doesn't have the whole thing.
Okay.
3:55 on the nose.
Right around.
Okay, yeah. I got it. Bear with us, audience members. Okay.
What's that? You want a reason to stay tuned? These short pants are gonna come off. Stay tuned to Vaporspace Online. Oop, they're gone.
東武動物公園83春のビッグフェスティバルガチャピンムックと遊ぶ開けポンキッキ広場
Fuck, dude. The bumpers are very Adult Swim influenced. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So then we got Tupperwave.
Tupperwave.
Oh man, this one was a really fun
Crikey.
set.
So good. I love Tupperwave, man. Like, he does Vapor Funk the best, I think. It's never Future Funk. It's never Vaporwave, I think. It's like
It's
always
kind of like
riding
that in between. Yeah,
Funk, baby.
it's Tupperwave. It's perfect.
One of my favorite songs
And he's got,
is by Tupperwave.
Yeah, he's got the classic Vaporwave visuals, which are always good. You know, just old school video, a bunch of speedboats cruising around the bay there.
And the banner.
Yeah, it's got the old Japanese commercials in there.
Some robots and shit.
Yeah, super aesthetic. Nostalgia vibe.
Yeah. Definitely.
And Tupperwave was in the chat too, chilling. That was fun. Shouts out to you. We're going to have Tupperwave on the show again soon, by the way, everybody.
Nice.
Hang out for a bit. And moving on.
Who we got?
Skeleton Lipstick and Sleep Patterns.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it opens up in his living room. It's behind his DJ set, wearing his mask, holding a guitar, with the visuals like superimposed over the video.
He's so badass,
which
man.
creates a really cool look to it.
What a badass mofo. That's some
Dr.
husband
Chris,
material right there, ladies. Okay.
He's a surgeon in the operating room and a surgeon on the performance stage. Just
genius. Yeah,
Crazy.
these are definitely done like live, like you said, Pony. You can see it's projecting on him.
Yeah, the light's actually in there. He's got lights.
he's got a crazy.
It's terminally chill in his living room.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
He's got really dope ass lights because I saw him do a stream. Was it a couple weeks ago with? I think it was.
Done a few of them now.
Yeah, he's done them, and then he had the lights just like recording it all in the background, and it was just fucking super chill.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna rewatch these VODs for the next day. That's just it. Just throw them on in the background, wallpaper, and I'll have them to keep me company.
Man.
So many memories in the chat. What I really wish we could, like, next time there's a big event like this, I'm gonna write down the notable moments that happened in the chat, because that's like half of what this whole event was. Like I said, getting to know everybody's thoughts and hearing what everyone has to say about.
If you just get the timestamps on it and you're watching the VOD on Twitch, it'll jump to the chat to where it was at that point. So,
but it's
assuming
hard
the VOD stays there forever.
It's hard to convey on this show, on this video podcast, the experiences I had last night with the other audience members. You know,
but like, so towards the end of his set, he's playing BYOB or Cherry Pepsi. By St. Pepsi, and the people were like, BYOB, bring your own borders, donate, like,
bam,
to everything.
just how the chat evolves. It's like, there's no real way to experience it, like the highlights of it, you know, to get a TLDR of the chat. You have to just participate in the chat. Even reading it after the fact isn't the same. You're not as engaged, you know. Yeah,
it's crazy. You know, you don't even think about all the people who are just lurking. Just watching
300
the stream.
people,
and
that's a shitload of bodies.
It's a lot of people to kind of, and yeah, man, it's fucking insane. This is definitely, and they just hold it at 300 people for 2 whole days, and 2 days worth of streaming, and about 5 hours each.
Yeah, it's crazy that we had the same amount of people the second day. At the beginning, it was at 200. I was like, okay, that makes more sense. You know, not everybody has the 5 hours to hang out here. 10 hours.
It's still impressive, though.
But it climbed right back up. It's fucking crazy. Shouts out to everybody that came to this.
Right, for sure.
Yep.
If it was just the people that donated here, you know, would not have been what it was. You know?
Yep. So, last but not least,
Vaperror.
You got Vaperror and Myles, not Myles.
Myles, not Myles. Yeah, like classic Vaperror, amazing set, new sort of visual style.
But at the same time, it's still him.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still got that style. It's still got that video game look to it. It's still him, even though it's different.
What I more meant was like it's interesting that Ronny placed him at the end, and I think it was perfect.
Yeah, I was surprised about that.
Surprising, but after seeing it, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because of the visual, I think, like, the last thing we saw from a performer was these characters dancing in, like, this, don't know which, it's like a PS1 DDR rhythm game, sort of. And the last thing in the last song was we were fighting the final boss of this game, or of this show that we were all here, and it's a dancing game. So we're all dancing, like, imagine everybody in their house vibing and dancing with Vaperror as he's performing the inputs in his live set to defeat this boss so that the show can finish, you know? Like, that was just perfect. That was the way I saw it, at least. Maybe that wasn't it, but that was like perfect. Couldn't have done it better. I'm just rewatching it here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the LSD Dream Simulator as well, I think, right? Yeah, the PS1 LSD Dream Simulator footage. That's Matt's favorite game.
So that game is Bust a Groove.
Oh, Bust a Groove, that's right.
Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah, I was like, man, I remember seeing this game at Blockbuster as a kid, but I never played it.
I can picture the cover right now. Is it orange with like a blue Bust a Groove writing in the middle, like in a rectangular circle thing? And I never played it either. Yeah,
I was just like, and then it had like
so good, just
like the two like CGI characters, like
dancing,
low poly-ish. Like the skin colors are all like awkward and stuff.
Just rereading some of this chat here too is so good. I'm not gonna forget these 2 nights.
No, these are probably one of the best streams of the quarantine, like easily.
And just amazing
setting the bar
in general.
Yeah,
like you couldn't do this at a bar in person. No way.
No.
So shouts out to Ronny, Sound Market, all the performers, visual artists.
Shouts to everyone who donated to Doctors Without Borders and raising money for them.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fantastic. Over $5,000. That's
$5,000, man.
It's pretty cool.
It's fucking crazy.
It's pretty cool.
Oh man.
So that was Vaporspace.
That was Vaporspace.
Great experience.
Yeah, that was really awesome. Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
It's be like what, next week, right?
This would be something next week, I'm sure.
I think Ronnie said something, maybe we could do this like a yearly thing, like with the fundraiser. Because I think that would be an amazing idea. And I would definitely be looking forward to something like this every year. This is like...
And once a year is perfect.
This would be like the online equivalent of what Electronicon would be.
And it's not going to exhaust it. Like people start, oh yeah, I went to the last one, I don't have to go to this one. I'll do something else. But if it's once a year, it makes it like, yo, not missing that. Everyone's gonna be there. When it happens more and more, you start to not have everybody be there. Right. So.
And I think it just gives everyone more time to like put out something like superior quality.
Yeah.
That takes the time you need to make these visuals, to put together these sets, and
it's not easy.
This isn't something that just people can put together on the fly. This is all.
It takes a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and then cut this all up and edit it, and then get everyone within a certain time period, and all the cool ass bumpers and shit. There's a lot of love put into this whole event, and it's very obvious and everyone knows it.
I commend everybody.
Great work.
So should we talk about some of our other stuff from the regular show, or should we just call it? I think we just call it.
Do you have anything else to talk about?
I do, but especially because this is a video thing, I don't know if if people are going to care about that stuff as much. Let's just call it.
Hopefully it's a video thing.
We'll see. If you're listening and it wasn't, it's coming soon. The video portion.
Exactly.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, that was a great weekend.
Phenomenal.
Great live show. Glad everyone turned out for it. Fun to recap it again.
Hell yeah.
Thanks again, Ognos, for your 50 gift subs. We couldn't take you down.
Thank you guys. Thank everyone that was part of Vaporspace, because that was a great weekend. We had lots and lots of fun, and we got the doctors their borders.
That's right.
Got the
borders they're asking for.
Borders secured.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll leave it there. You know where to check us out. PrivateSuiteMag.com for anything and everything. Facebook.com/PrivateSuiteMag. Instagram.com/PrivateSuiteMag. For us, Private Suite Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And Patreon.com/PrivateSuiteMag.
Awesome.
So, till next time.
Until then.
Take it easy.
Later.
Bye.
Later.